Welcome to Tasting the 8 Traditions, the cooking show that takes you on a journey through the flavors and techniques of the 8 schools of Chinese cuisine. Joining us is Master Chef Patrick Shao, an award-winning artist, food designer, chef, and writer. A celebrity in China, Chef Shao has cooked for many high officials in his home country. We'll be exploring the unique characteristics of each of the schools of Chinese cuisine, from the fiery spices of Sichuan to Guangdong, where the emphasis is on freshness and simplicity. We'll travel to Zhejiang, where you'll taste the subtle sweetness of their dishes before experiencing the hearty and comforting cuisine of Hunan. Jiangsu cuisine will be elegant and refined, where Fujian is known for its seafood dishes and creative use of ingredients. Shandong cuisine, with its focus on seafood and healthy meat dishes, followed by the intricate and complex flavors of Anhui cuisine. So sit back as we explore the schools of Chinese cuisine on Tasting the 8 Traditions.
Hello and welcome back to Tasting the 8 Traditions, the show that takes you on a journey through the different regions of China, tasting and learning how to make the different types of Chinese cuisine. Brought to you by LexMedia here in Lexington, Massachusetts. I'm Omar Kudari from New Legacy Cultural Center.
I'm Cheng Fan from New Legacy Cultural Center.
We are your hosts, and our guide on this journey is the great Chef Patrick Shao from Feng Shui Restaurants. We're so lucky to have Chef Shao here with us.
大家好。
Thank you, Chef Shao.
Yeah.
Hi, 你好. What are we going to learn about today?
今天呢，我们讲浙江菜。
So we're going to talk about
Yeah.
Zhejiang Cai. Zhejiang is a province. It's a coastal province, right?
Yes.
就是中国一个很有特色的一个菜系，也叫文人菜。
So it has unique characteristics of what would you call the 文人菜?
So maybe the school of literates.
Okay, so artists and literates
Yes.
Originally were
From Zhejiang.
from
Yeah.
Zhejiang. Zhejiang is it's a coastal province, right?
Yes.
The main characteristic is a mild flavor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is the dish we're making today?
先做一道龙井虾仁。
This is a shrimp dish of the mini shelled shrimp.
Yeah.
And longjing is a type of green tea, is that right?
Yeah, green tea.
Top tier green
Yeah.
tea.
One of the ancient emperors, this was his favorite.
Favorite.
The flavors are very mild, so you can really use any kind of green tea. Boil some water.
的那个 size 的小虾。
In terms of the size of the shrimp, it
Yeah.
just looks like small.
26 to 30.
It usually is on the package.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't use the jumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
Yes,
jumbo shrimp.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some towel
Take a
to
towel, yeah.
kind of dry it.
And I understand maybe in China this dish is made with a freshwater type of
Yes.
shrimp.
But,
They cut off the ends
修修。
to
一
make
般
it
的
look
不用。
better.
对
Okay.
对
Okay. Because this type of dish is one of those must have at a state banquet.
Right. And this school now is also the dominant style at the state banquets. Okay.
就待会儿要用这个来
We
炒
do
菜
some，
这样
ginger with
Yeah.
the
就随便切一切就可以了。
cooking sherry or cooking
Oh,
wine.
once more cooking sherry.
Cool.
However, I understand this cooking sherry is from the Zhejiang region.
Yes. And it's so popular that it's pretty much widely used.
用这个绍兴，
So is that a brand or is it a style?
It's a place.
Oh, it's a place.
Shaoxing is a city in
Okay.
Zhejiang, and it is like famous also for its like water paths.
So it's like a lakes and rivers region.
Basically, you're tasting the ginger without seeing it from the dish, because we are soaking
see.
it in the cooking
Right.
sherry, and we'll get the cooking sherry into the shrimp, but not the ginger
So it's an
and
infusion.
scallion.
Ginger
Right.
infused.
Right,
infused
right.
sherry.
Okay, so we try to cook the tea now with this boiling water.
All
第一
right.
遍先不
You
要
know, the discussion that we just had kind of remind me of also the characteristic of the people in those regions too, right? Like Sichuan 人可能更加直接一点, so all the ingredients, like you can see it right on the dish, while other places people are more subtle and try to hide stuff.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So you get the taste, but you don't see it.
So we're steeping these green tea leaves in hot water to make tea.
Yeah.
那是另外一个用法。
Okay.
这个呢是这样的，这个扣在上面，
So
然后
that
呢这
one
样
is for decoration, and that's how we do
Okay.
it. Okay.
Okay, so
that
we're
would
going to
be
use this tea water or steeped tea to saute the shrimp.
要一个蛋白，
so we use
Okay,
the egg white.
对
So all the different kinds of meat, beef or whatever, you need to add a coating.
Yes, egg white or with the cornstarch, potato
Cornstarch.
starch.
So
Is
what's
it the
that called?
potato starch or cornstarch?
用cornstarch，
Cornstarch.
yeah，
A little
Okay.
pepper.
Yeah.
a
So the
white
base
pepper.
taste, we use the pepper.
还有盐也是
And
非
then
常
a
有
little bit
salt，
of salt.
也是就
Is that like
很小很小就
a
可以了。
teaspoon?
然后姜酒，哎，要来一点，这样。
Okay, so a little bit of that
Of the
infused
ginger and
wine sugar. Scallions.
Scallion, yeah,
infused
Yeah.
sherry.
Sherry.
对
So you can just use cooking sherry, or
对，
you can be really particular and infuse the cooking sherry with the ginger. Okay.
嗯
Oh yeah, yeah. It's more fragrant.
，yeah，还
You
是
can
不一样
smell
的。
the sherry and you can smell the ginger.
That
Yeah.
difference, yeah.
对，然后用 cornstarch，
Okay, 1 teaspoon.
That looks like
Is
more
that-
than a teaspoon.
It's a
tablespoon is okay,
tablespoon.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
1 and a
I
half.
say it's 1/2, yeah.
Okay. You could use chopsticks or you could use whatever. I think it's better to use your hands.
So all the meats is going through this process, those that you go any restaurant in the region usually.
那就上浆呢，就是要不停的搅，
Oh.
让它水分呢
Gotta
吃到肉
stir
里
it
面，
constantly. Oh,
啊
so it
不会硬。哎
preserves the water, I mean the dampness.
在
So
中
it
餐
will
馆
be
里，
tender.
对 tender，yeah，
Yeah.
So the two functions of the coating, one is the nutritious and the other is preserve the water.
稍微 little bit oil，
Okay.
okay.
Adding a little oil to the.
Mix.
yeah.
Yeah, so the recommendation is that you could also put it inside the fridge for a few minutes so that when it's cold, it kind of locks in the water
Okay.
that way.
All right.
That's a lot of
Usually
oil.
boil.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's quite a bit of oil.
然后一炒，
Chinese cooking in general uses a lot of oil for cooking things, as opposed
Yeah.
to Western cooking that uses ovens a lot to
Yeah.
transfer the heat. Deep
Yeah.
frying, sautéing.
Okay, so that's the tea water.
That's the tea, the actual.
yeah，然后酒，来
Okay, so
2个
this
吧
is the
Cooking
sherry.
sherry.
That's
Yeah.
the quarter teaspoon.
，yeah the
Quarter
sugar，
teaspoon.
A little bit of sugar.
yeah little bit sugar，
So Zhejiang Thai does not have much
yeah
sweetness.
and salt，
And a little bit of salt. It's not too sweet, not too salty.
yeah，
We're going to mix potato starch and water. Use that as
Yeah.
a thickener for the sauce. So like a
Okay.
quarter cup of water,
Yeah, the
quarter
belief.
teaspoon of potato starch.
很
That's
简
it.
单，哎呀，很
Oh,
简单
that's，all the
Okay.
ingredients.
Now we're putting that
Oh.
oil on a very high heat.
Gonna start decorate the plate.
These are such great little touches. Not necessary for the.
Homemade
doing it at
dish,
home.
but that's what makes it stands out, I guess.
Now you have to wonder if that emperor who fell in love with this type of food maybe was also impressed by the presentation.
Oh, for sure.
It's a Chinese style of preparing a plate, totally different from like French cooking. Wow, very,
Yeah,就可以
very
了。
particular.
yeah.
So this oil is getting quite hot. What temperature are we looking for?
180 to 200 is okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So at home, doing this at home, you could use water and boil it
I
first.
notice the way that he's putting them in. You try not to
Right.
layer them.
Oh, yeah.
So like spreading them out.
So they won't stick together.
Right, right. The sound sounds so mild.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would only imagine if it's in a restaurant, it's going to be like.
I see. So in the restaurant, you'd be using a wok.
对
Using a wok, you'd heat the oil up much hotter.
Right,
I see.
and probably more oil too. So when it goes down and it's like
Right. So it's going to be
Yeah.
deep fried.
quickly.
250 up to
If it's deep
300 的，
fry, then it's
那个是要炸
250 to
那
个要炸
300.
对
Right, right. So
这只
this
是
is
5成热，
okay. This
5
is
成
only
的
like 50%
对，
heat,
这个不叫炸，
so it's not deep fried. When it all turns to pink. you know it's done.
When it doesn't have that clear color.
Yeah.
So once again, we're doing things not by timing, not by measuring.
OK，然后我们把它倒在这个里头。
Okay. So drain it.
All right, strain out the oil.
So if it's in the restaurant, they have a huge
Yeah.
wok that has the
Yeah.
hot water in there, and that they're going to rinse it there to get rid of
Yeah.
the excess of oil. But we just rinse it here. And that was the tea.
So that's the tea. All right, so now the shrimp has been deep fried, has been rinsed
然后
off
这时候
of
就
oil.
就用这个
Well,
了。
he won't call it deep fry because it's not as
Right.
hot. Cold.
然后这个粉呢
Fried.
搁进去之后呢，要搅它，
Okay, and now making a sauce.
因为这个没法
thickening it.
对，然后这个
So the base of it was tea. We're adding a little potato
Yeah.
starch and water to thicken it.
Don't thicken it too much, so you still have some.
出锅的时候呢，稍微来一点这个油，你看，
Okay, so
嗯，
that is another trick that you put.
A little oil to brighten it.
Exactly.
对，你看，
Okay, so
对
it's，done.
够亮，然后有汁儿，然后盛到这个
Plate
盘子里头。
This looks great.
Wow.
Very simple in terms of the ingredients.
对
The sauce that it's finished in is the base is tea.
呀，很简
A
单的
little。bit of
You
potato
know-
starch and water to thicken it. A splash of oil to make it shiny. Okay, this looks delicious. So we're gonna decorate it a little
Or-
bit with a garnish.
Celery.
leaves,
呀
a little flour made from
Yeah, that's
carrot.
it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Ooh. Fancy.
Yes. So once again, the name of this is
Shelled shrimp with green tea.
shelled shrimp or peeled shrimp with green tea. Okay, and in Chinese,
龙井虾仁儿，
long
井虾仁儿。
Yeah, that's excellent. Do you normally eat this with rice? What do you
Yeah,
combine it with?
I do. Well, we eat everything with rice.
Okay.
So
This is a Zhejiang type food. Really delicious. That's our first dish. And I guess we'll be right back and try the second dish. And the second dish is going to be a fish.
yes.
Our newest X Games gold medalist, Chloe Kim.
Hideki Matsuyama, history, the first Japanese male to win a major championship.
Many in our Asian American neighborhoods are reporting that foot traffic is down and business has slowed.
Racially motivated attacks targeting Asian Americans have been on the rise nationwide.
Your acknowledgement that this is happening matters, and your support for the Asian community, it matters a great deal, especially at a time like this.
Hi, and welcome back to the second half of our show about Zhejiang food, the Zhejiang style of Chinese cooking. Chef Shao, what is the second dish we're going to make?
下面我们做呢一道很有名的浙江菜，叫
So-
西湖醋鱼。
Okay, this is a very famous Zhejiang
Yeah.
type of dish. It's called Sihu West Lake. It's a very beautiful lake.
Yeah.
And it's
In
the
the
dish
city.
is called Sihu
醋鱼
Cuisine.
vinegar
It's vinegar
fish.
fish.
Yeah.
Normally, this is made with an entire fish.
Whole fish.
The whole fish, including the head and the tail, but we're
Tail.
going to
Yeah.
make it with a fillet.
Yeah.
So you just have to say West Lake, and everyone knows what flavor you mean. It's kind
Yeah.
of like sweet and sour, but it's
我们这里
got
呢
its own flavor.
对，就用这个鱼片。
Okay, this is tilapia.
所有的白的鱼片都可以。
Any kind of white fish is fine.
Yeah.
So it's sweet and sour, but beyond sweet and sour.
I see. It's its own thing, and you're not allowed to call it. sweet and
这个呢，
sour.
因为比较简单一点，
So Chef Shao always says this. He says this is
只有
rather
这
simple.
一个砧板哈。
Which is not,
Not
I don't know, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not
It's not
wrong.
inaccurate, okay.
Yeah, but depends on who's making it, I guess.
Yes, it's simple for Chef Shao. So it looks like we're boiling some water here.
Yeah. 这个水呢，这个再稍微多加一点。
So traditionally
Yeah.
use we
如果
boil
Boil
it
it.
对，
in
如果我
water.
们在家里做的话，去蒸也可以。
So you can also steam it if you're doing
yeah.
it at home. If you stick it on a plate like
Yeah.
that and steam it, it's 8 to 10
Yeah.
minutes. No
Oh.
oil.
Yeah.
So we're not using any
Yeah.
oil. Okay.
然后我们先做一个盘头，
The head of the plate?
Head of the plate. So this
Yeah.
means like the plate decoration.
Yes. Oh, So we're making flowers out of it.
Let's see. So he's rolling it up and making flour out of the tomato slices.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
In the West, sometimes we use actual flowers to make the dish look fancy, but in China, you always hand make it out of the vegetables.
And it's edible.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's tomato or
然后
carrot.
这个
Cucumber,
celery
celery
Yeah,
leaves, a little bit more.
Well, that adds a real splash of color.
Yeah, 就可以了。Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Now we have the
这个鱼片呢，稍微给它
We're gonna slice it a little bit, but not cutting
Yeah.
through.
not cutting right through. It's like
一个
scoring.
容易熟，再一个容易入味，这样就可以了。
So to make it cook easier, show just
对
然后这个
more easily to be
稍微的
cooked.
这个酒，
And also
稍微来2
more
勺。
Okay, so
flavor.
this is the cooking sherry that we had. Put the
Yeah.
ginger and
Sliced.
scallions.
Sliced ginger and scallion.
哎呀，胡
We
椒
call
粉
it，
啊，这也
ginger
来一
and
点。
scallion
white pepper.
infused.
用
Grapeseed
做
oil.
菜油都可以，
Fancy
素的菜油都可以。
Okay.
啊
Okay.
Any kind of
对，油里头呢，
vegetable oil
水里头
will
稍微来
work.
一点
This is
油。
grapeseed oil.
啊，
I see. So
那就
it's
可以
not
了。
completely without oil.
一点点，
A little salt.
鱼上面一点点。
Teaspoon of salt into the water.
Yeah, one teaspoon， 然后呢，把这鱼呢放进去就可以了。
All right. Stick the fish right in the water. So this is the traditional method, boiling it. Can also be steamed. After
Yeah.
it boils, you want to turn it down a little
Yeah.
bit just so it simmers.
Yeah, little bit is okay. Yeah,
We'll make the sauce now.
yeah.
The juice. So we're gonna
这是
we're gonna use this fish water,
1/3
1/3 of a cup
yeah the sugar，
of sugar.
sugar.
Ah, okay. So the base
Now
of the
soup.
sauce is going to have
然后
some
醋，
sugar, some of this fish water that also
醋
has
呢
the
是 1/4
1/4.
quarter cup.
yeah，
Okay,
Okay.
of vinegar. A third of a cup of sugar, quarter cup of vinegar.
哎，
The taste is sweet and sour, but we
you're not allowed to
don't.
call it that because
call
this
it.
is West Lake flavor.
OK，
Let's see what's beyond
See,
sweet and
teaspoon.
sour.
All right. So we've already done
1 tablespoon
at least two
这
different
个
types of sweet and sour. This is yet another
Right.
third type.
酒，这个姜葱酒，哎，1 tablespoon，
Okay, of the
Okay.
cooking sherry. A tablespoon of that cooking sherry.
soy sauce，
A quarter cup of soy sauce.
yeah，
Which kind of soy sauce? Ordinary sweet and sour sauce
Yeah.
does not have soy sauce in it.
对，没有这个。
This is the West Lake flavor. Okay.
酱油呢是生抽跟老抽中间的，
So it's in between the aged versus just
Yeah.
the
Okay, so this
regular.
type of soy sauce.
You can try to mix it with what we introduced before. So using a quarter cup, that
the-
is a less sodium soy
Soy
sauce.
sauce.
And then what is that?
我1 teaspoon
One
teaspoon
teaspoon of the
老抽。
aged mixed together will.
Then you make the medium.
就是酱油。
Okay.
对，然后呢，white pepper
White
just a little
pepper.
bit，
是那个瓶子的吗? Or you can
就
just
regular
buy,
的
Okay.
regular 的 soy sauce。
buy that directly.
That's the kind I think we find in the supermarket.
Yeah, for sushi. This
Yeah.
this is the sushi soy sauce. So we turn on to medium to low
然后把这
heat
汁儿呢倒进去，
and
And put in
这个
there
make a
the-
sauce，yeah，
The sauce.
然后呢-
The vinegar, the sugar,
这是那个
Okay.
half cup，
a half cup of the
yeah,
fish
fish
water.
water，yeah，
Dissolve the sugar, get every last drop. So far, no thickening, just
not yet.
not yet.
也叫姜末，
Minced ginger.
Minced
Yeah.
ginger.
I like those sound. Something is cooking.
Just put a little bit
Yeah.
into the sauce. Okay, now we have the potato starch and water to thicken the Westlake sauce. Fish
这基
looks
本就
cooked
熟了
now.
，yeah，
That was like 8-10 minutes.
Not even.
So the starch and water mixture is fairly dilute.
Chef Shao just turned
Yeah,
on the heat
yeah.
for the
先把这汁儿
sauce
了
to
Okay.
full heat. And I guess the next step is we're going to thicken it So the way you do it is you stir, stir, stir.
This one has soy sauce and we didn't add any
对
extra salt.
这样开了就
This
可以
one we
了，这
added
样
salt.
这样一点一
To be
点的放
the。base
So just
taste.
put in a little at a time.
Yeah. And keep stirring
Don't put too much.
at a time. Little by little. Stir, stir, stir.
And then you can see the texture getting thicker.
哎，可以看一看，哎，
Ooh, bubbly.
And you just look for the right texture. So you're not really measuring, just doing it by the result.
And that's done.
Thick enough now.
但小心这个有时候会溅上来，哎，
So you have to be careful because
要
it's
避开，如果
Splashes.
搅的话就没事儿，然后可以把它离火，这样
Okay. Put it
就可以
aside.，
Put it
对，
aside. Now I have to make this one boil a little bit.
这个不要，
You don't want all those little vegetables, the scallions and the ginger
对，
that were
也可以不捞它，
adding flavor.
Exciting time. Take the fish out
Yeah,
of
sure.
the water.
And as Chef Shao said before, in China this would be a whole fish.
Yes.
Okay,
and then, yeah.
boiling. So
哎呀，这样，
The way he's putting it on is really professional.
and different from other sweet and sour, from the other sweet and sour dishes we
呀
had.
different，呀，
So we're adding the rest of just sprinkling the minced ginger on
Wow.
as a finish.
呀，那是
Wow, that's beautiful.
这样就可以了，
That's
done.
it. So there you
Yeah.
have it, Westlake.
Vinegar
Vinegar
fish. Sweet and sour, but we're
Gorgeous.
not going to call it sweet and
We're
sour.
not going to call it sweet. You're not allowed to call it sweet and sour.
Nope.
It's Westlake style. Well, I can't wait to try it. That was quick. That was pretty simple. Yes. Looking forward to tasting that. Okay, so there you have it. It's Westlake vinegar fish. We're gonna have a taste in a moment, and we'll be right back with a third dish from Zhejiang province. We hope to see you soon. We're back again with Tasting the 8 Traditions. Today we've been learning all about food that comes from Zhejiang province in China. And Chef Shao, we're going to do a third dish now, and you've really outdone yourself with this decoration. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Chef Shao made this bird out of a single carrot.
Yeah.
He said he carved it at home in about 40 minutes. Pretty amazing.
40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't get to film that.
Yeah.
But this is exciting.
The ice is used is 八角
Anise.
Baijiao is
She-
anise. So
she-
this is like one
八角
of
的
the,
籽
the spices that is used
Yeah,
in this dish.
yeah.
Anise. This is a well-known dish from Zhejiang. It directly translates as deep fried ringing bells.
对
So this is made from the skin of tofu. And we're going to use this
对，
as like a wrapping.
用对
This is
Yeah,
pork,
pork,
ground
yeah.
pork.
yeah
We're going to
yeah
finish decorating the plate.
So
Doesn't really need any more decorating after this amazing bird.
professionals has different standards,
Right.
though. And so from the name, you probably wouldn't be able to tell what you're talking about with this dish, though. But it is basically a tofu skin wrapped with
Like a kind of a dumpling or
right,
um,
and then deep fried.
deep fried. So in Chinese, the names are sort of metaphoric.
Right.
They are trying to evoke a feeling or maybe a flavor. In this case, the ringing bells might be the crispiness that of the taste.
Right.
Could also be the sound of the deep frying.
While you're eating,
Oh, the sound of chewing, maybe.
I don't know.
But
We'll ask.
we could translate it as Jingle Bell Tofu Wrap. There really is no good direct translation. Oh, wow. Yet another fancy flower
Yeah.
made from cucumber. Look at that. Chef Shao was telling us earlier, this is a very simple dish,
Yes.
but of course he finds a way to raise the level.
And apparently what we are doing, or have been doing so far, are optional for this dish because it's purely plating decoration.
Right, it's just the garnish or the decoration. But it does create quite an impression.
Increases your appetite.
So,
这些都是传统的中国菜的摆盘儿。
all right, so this is a traditional decoration
very
of the plate.
Yeah.
And we're going to have different sauces
这
in
个
here.
sauce, yeah,
3
Ketchup,
types.
mustard, and 海鲜酱
yeah.
Seafood sauce,
seafood sauce.
国内呢，一般的还有或者是椒盐 little bit salt，
salt and pepper.
对，用 white pepper，yeah，
So this is the dipping sauce for the
For the dumplings that we make.
that we're gonna make.
Okay.
海鲜酱，
I had no idea it's gonna be a dumpling. Looking at the name of the dish, but it is deep fried.
Because once again, it's not descriptive as a name, it's sort of metaphorical. So 海鲜酱,
还有这个 mustard，
seafood
sauce and now the mustard. Your own pick, whatever is your favorite. It's not mandatory. It's
Type
not
of dipping sauce.
right. Any
这个
type has to
用
be
那个
any type.
ground pork，
Ground pork.
All right.
Yeah.
It seems to be like maybe a half pound.
加一点这个葱姜酒，
Okay, we still have the infused cooking
That-
sherry. When I cook at home, I will just cut those minced ginger and scallion and put it
And
inside.
mix it in with the meat.
Right. He said you can do that, but you could also
one
just use
egg white，
infused
1 egg white.
Yeah.
cooking sherry, and we put in some egg white,
A little
white pepper，
white pepper.
yeah， 这稍微的略微多一点，
So a little
He's doing it for twice, so it's
Okay.
half
Half a teaspoon of
teaspoon
salt.
of salt.
a little bit of soy sauce. So this is going to be quite salty with the soy sauce and the salt
1 teaspoon，
of soy sauce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sesame oil
Sesame
usually is put in as well, but
Some
because
people are allergic to sesame
right,
oil.
so
Yeah.
we're not going to put it today.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure that you stir in one direction and so get it even.
It's well mixed. You can add little chopped up mozzarella cheese or shredded
And that's purely modified based
for,
on
for
your
an American palate.
right.
Right.
Oh, okay. We only need one.
Right, those are really
It's
enormous. Wow, it's super, super thin. It's
Yeah.
like paper.
把它改成小块儿，
Okay, we're cutting it into smaller pieces, or a smaller. So with the small pieces, you could what?
Roll it in.
Oh, you could also
but
do
we're
that.
not going to use it for today.
All right.
Just like, we have some leftovers from the cutting, usually you can throw it into the soup or
Right.
somehow still use them.
这样就可以了。
Okay.
戴个手套，
Good like that.
It's deep fried, so we need a lot of oil.
Right. And we're just reusing the oil that we had before. You can also use less oil and fry it slowly.
yeah, 200 up is
Looking for
okay，yeah，
the oil to heat up to between 180 and 200 degrees.
Set it flat.
yeah，搁在一边
And get all the meat on one end.
Once. Yeah.
，yeah，
Okay.
然后把它卷起来，
Roll it up.
Yeah.
Roll.
用这个蛋
Okay.
蛋黄，哎，稍微来一点
Egg
yolk
yolk
Ah.
on
To
，yeah，
use as glue to keep that.
这样
in
就可以
place.
了。
So turn it around so the closings is underneath.
I see. So you put that seam facing down.
Yes.
All right, using the egg yolk as a glue to keep it sealed.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen all kinds of
And
spring
how-
rolls and all kinds of dumplings, but this particular kind with the meat.
Yeah, this is somewhat like a spring roll.
Yeah.
You're right.
Spring
And
rolls
how
are
would
mostly vegetables and shrimp and
right? And how would you know to order that in a restaurant?
Right.
Right? It's nowhere near clear about
Right.
what it is all about.
you have to ask for jingle bells, deep fried jingle bells.
And get some egg yolk, glue
自
it
己
up.
喜欢的肉多放一点也可以。
So you can put more if you want. In other words, you can make these
这样就
thin,
这样就可以
thick,
了，这个很简单。
however you like it.
Okay, we done.
You have to cut them. Obviously, they're not going to fit. What is that, an inch and a half, 2?
Well, I guess that's okay with any length of it.
Uh-huh.
这个长点短点也无所谓。
啊，这个没关系
对吧，
啊，长点短点没关系。
It's purely
Doesn't matter.
convenience and the look.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that looks like a good bite size.
Yeah,
So after you make it like this, you let it sit for a while.
yeah,
Yeah.
10 minutes
10
or
minutes?
Yeah,
so
10 minutes.
to soften
To soften the
Same
skin.
this, yeah, a little bit soft.
Yeah, so if you cover it
with a
Yeah.
damp.
with a damp cloth, the skin will get soft and it'll cook better.
It wouldn't be like quickly turn dark
I see.
when it's too dry.
然后马上油温慢慢的升上来。
When you stick it in the
Yeah.
hot oil, it should be bubbling like that.
Right, right.
不
So
要一下放很多，要慢慢的往里头放。
okay,
So don't put it all in at once.
slowly put them in.
Little by little.
And then also in terms of the heat temperature, don't get it too high at the beginning. Let it slowly heat up. So when it's bubbling like that, we are in the right temperature. Oh, so when it floats up and you see it turns into
Turns
these
white.
color, you know that the temperature is right.
Okay.
Dries up very quickly.
It dries very quickly as it's frying. Maybe that's the jingle bells.
Yeah. 它这个响铃是说在做的时候响，还是吃的
没有
时候响？
吃的时候还是脆脆的，
Yeah, I'm
crispy
right.
So the ringing
因为
bell.
这个豆腐 skin 很薄嘛。
So as we were discussing earlier, the naming of the Chinese dishes could be
Could be about
based
the
off,
shape of the
right,
food.
你要
So it could be a person's
功法
name.
from the story behind it. It could be from the smell, the look, the taste, the sound, like this one.
Right. Now he's looking for the golden yellow color.
And the golden yellow color make it like the bell color too.
Oh, really? Okay. The bubbling comes from the water. So we've got a lot of water in it.
So when you want to wait till it gets less bubbly, you know
Yeah.
that it's all
The
dried up.
water.
It will be crispy.
Yeah. So these are bite-sized pieces. This size is
Yeah.
is good because it's convenient for eating.
现在已经
Yeah.
你看金黄色
Golden yellow color.
就是差不多了，almost there.
Almost there.
Yeah.
Okay. So the name of this dish is from while you're eating. You
The sound
hear
of
the
the-
sound, right?
The crispy sound.
The crispy sound, right?
Almost like the sound of bells.
So this
And,
pan is not dry,
It's
Yeah.
plain.
Very
right?
easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Plain deep fried. In other words, it's not deep fried with any coating. So you can hear the sound has
我们这水
reduced.
分就没有了。
The water has cooked out. So since the water has cooked out, it is done. So it's very common in Chinese cooking to deep fry things
对。
twice.
这个油稍微高一点儿，热一点，炸
So
一
the
下。
first time
Yeah.
you deep fry it, it's quite dry. Then you heat up the oil back up a little hotter
Yeah.
and deep fry it a second time.
这样就可以了，比较脆，
So
而
it
且
become crispier.
对肉呢还不干。
And the meat is still not dry.
你听这声儿，
What?
The sound.
Oh yeah.
You could just pour it all in, but you know he's got his standards to.
To maintain. Wow, what a day. We've had 3 different dishes from Zhejiang.
hometown of my grandma.
Wow, that's beautiful. I just want to
Actually-
taste the original
Oh.
flavor.
I want some ketchup.
Very yummy
Yeah.
and
它那
crispy.
皮就脆脆的
Very crispy.
crispy，yeah
Just like ringing bells.
yeah
So there you have it. It's plain deep fried ringing bells is the name, the direct translation of this dish. It's a kind of a pork dumpling, deep fried, very crispy, very delicious, fantastic. Thank you, Chef Shao.
Very
Thank you
easy.
once again.
还很容易
you.
做这个。
Yet another great edition of Tasting the 8 Traditions. Today we did 3 different dishes from Zhejiang, and I can't wait for the next time.
对
Thank you so much, Chef
Yeah.
Shao from Feng Shui Restaurant. We'll be back next time with another edition of Tasting the 8 Traditions.
See you next time.
，Thank you。